How many of you absolutely love a new year? New resolutions, fresh start, blank slate, maybe even a new calendar? The new year is the perfect time to set new goals, new resolutions, and to think about what it is that you want to achieve or even become in the new year. And the main problem and the biggest complaint I hear around New Year's resolutions is actually sticking to them and actually seeing something come from it. I have some tips and tricks to share with you to help you not only create some resolutions or goals, but to actually stick with them. Channel. We are so glad that you're here. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below, maybe even tap that bell notification and give this video a like. We're gonna jump right in so that you can get started on creating goals and sticking with them in the new year. The first step is to brainstorm and create small yet impactful goals. Now, of course, this is gonna look different for every person. It may not be get a promotion or make more money or sell more widgets, etc. It can be anything from wanting to improve how you eat every day or how you exercise or how you think about your career or time you spend in meditation or your mental health, your mindfulness, you name it. It can be career or personal, but it's going to look different for every single person. The biggest takeaway here though is don't just write down a big audacious goal. What I want you to think about is taking that idea of what you ultimately want. How can you narrow it down on small but impactful goals? So for example, if you're looking to improve your nutritional health, maybe you start by thinking about your water intake. How much water are you currently getting and how much do you think you need to get every day or every week, and make them small. Something that doesn't feel overwhelming. You don't want to say I want to drink 500 gallons of water in 2021, but what does it look like every day and what does it look like every week? The second step or the second key to creating and attaining your goals is to write it down and make it visual. Now, if you are a creative person and you want to do a board with pictures and clippings from magazines or drawings, that's great, but it definitely does not have to be that. It can absolutely be just writing it down on a sheet of paper, putting it in a Word document, making a note on your phone app, whatever is easiest, but you're actually going to see it and use it during your year. The last thing you want to do is write it all down and then lose it and forget it and never look at it again. The third key to creating and maintaining your goals is to keep your timeline short. For example, it's really difficult to think about goals that you want to accomplish by the end of the year. So maybe if you can think of little milestones for every quarter, even maybe a halfway point then to the end of the year, so you can check in on your goal, because you may lose steam at the beginning of the year, but then you may be able to catch up near the middle or the end. But the best thing is that you have a point that you can kind of check in and say, have I reached this part of my goal? And then I have X number of months left to reach the overarching goal. The fourth step to this process is to find a mentor and bring them into this process. It can be a friend, it can be a neighbor, it can be a professional mentor, it can be a family member, it could be a spouse, but someone who is going to keep you accountable, who understands why you've set the goals that you've set, and you see on a decent basis so that they can check in with you and see if you're doing the things that you know that you want to be doing and that you need to be doing to reach your goals, and someone who really just gets you. They're gonna be able to approach you and ask you how it's going, ask you if you need help on achieving the goals, and that's someone you really feel safe with. I think we all know that when we can be held accountable, we are so much more likely to get done what we need to get done. The fifth step, and my personal favorite, it'll probably be yours too, is to pick a celebration or a reward activity for when you get it accomplished. So many of us set goals and we either achieve them or we don't, but regardless, even if we achieve them, we don't kind of treat ourselves or do anything to pat ourselves on the back for achieving this big goal. And a lot of times that actually hurts us in the long run, because when we realize nothing really came from achieving the goal, we're less likely to set goals in the future. And we're also less likely to stick with our goals, because if we're not really getting anything from it, if we're not seeing the transformation or getting to treat ourselves, it's less likely to motivate us in the future. And so pick something that is reasonable, that gets you fired up and excited to do the everyday nitty-gritty toward your goal, so that you can celebrate once you accomplish it. This can be as big or as little as you want. Some days or some weeks when I'm setting goals for myself, I will make it as simple as treating myself to a coffee from a coffee shop versus coffee in my home, if I can get everything done during the week that I've promised myself that I need to get done. You would be shocked how much motivation coffee is. There you have it. Those are my 5 key tips to creating and maintaining your personal goals, visions, resolutions, intentions, whatever you want to call them. Those are my key tips for creating and maintaining. If you loved this video, please send to a fellow career enthusiast just like yourself. We would love to have them a part of the Fourth Family over here on the channel. But like I say every week, if this was simply not enough, we would love to have you a part of our Fourth Family officially. We have linked below the link to access our Get Hired course, which we teach our Get Hired signature method to help you land the job of your dreams the first time. If you ever have any questions about that program, what's offered, how we can help you achieve your goals, we would love to chat with you. Just reach out to us. That is also linked below. Thank you for being here. We can't wait to see you next week when we release our next video on Tuesday. And until then, go forth, create vision, and stick with it.